Steve and Jill here.
Happy day.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about the confidence you need to send mail. This is such an important topic.
It is.
I have a lot of old school stories. There are just people that, the gist of it's this. There are people that are confident. It's not just confidence to send the mail. That's one thing. I mean, anybody can kind of get over that or learn it or whatever, but it's confidence to make an acquisition decision.
Right.
So, and not everybody is set up for this on the planet.
Some people have no confidence no matter what they do.
Yeah.
That's a
that's
tough
right.
one. I feel bad for them.
Right.
So maybe we can talk about ways that you can build your confidence if you need to, because I think that's super important. And then there's other people like, we all know them. I think you and I are two of them, that we have confidence no matter what it is. I'll be like, all right, bring it. The things that we've done some different ventures. We always have there's other sub companies going on in our world that we didn't think twice about it. We may not be fully versed on it, but we know how to run companies. We know how to start companies, and so we just kind of dive in. So I think we're the other spectrum. We have a pretty healthy dose of confidence, you and I.
I've known you for a long time, and your confidence level amazes me even to this day on a daily basis about little things. And I'm not talking about beating your chest, narcissistic whack job. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about making little decisions like, that's not the logo we're going to use for House Academy. or, I think it should actually look like this, and this, and have it be a good decision that sticks for a long time. Or how to answer somebody's concern about a mailer that didn't go the way that it's supposed to go on land investors, and here's why. I'm not talking about like, my car is better than yours, or
no. Exactly.
or
doesn't my hair
there's
look
so much
great?
false confidence. Yeah, especially, women are subject to so much more stuff. Professional women are than men, and you can just see it a mile away when it's see-through, and it's a mess.
Thank you.
Before we get into it, let's put Jill's mic in the right place first.
I thought it was. It was. You don't like it? I'm good. Thank you.
It's like this.
Oh, I'm good.
And we'll take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
It's like you're moving in
Did
front
I
of
mess
my
up
face.
your mojo?
I thought you were moving in front of my face. I'm like, this is what I thought you were doing. Let's fix Jill's mic.
That's probably what it should be.
I should be like this.
Jill and I are in a constant state of what equipment should we use?
How would I do this show?
What light should we use? Does this work? Does this work? This is
my
show
God.
number
Speaking
960 something. And we still haven't worked out like the studio and how to do this.
But here's the thing. We have enough confidence. We're going to power through anyway, even though it's all wrong and we look horrible and our mics are goofy. We have the confidence to continue on with this show.
Here's what I tell myself about this show.
Yeah.
You might as well know. It's show number 960.
Right. Is this a secret now?
No.
962, thank you very much.
The stuff that we talk about, because it's so unique, I don't think there's a lot of shows that talk about this stuff in this detail with this level of sincerity.
Yep.
Grossly outweighs how we look, how we present ourselves, whether or not you can actually hear the show.
Whether or not you've showered.
So hopefully the content just outweighs, all this silliness, all the other stuff.
Exactly. Ignore us, but listen to what we say.
Yeah, ignore how we look, ignore how we sound, ignore the production value of this.
Ignore our bloodshot eyes.
Just write the stuff down that we say, but not all of it, maybe like 60% of it.
That's true. Only the good parts. Like ignore, up until this moment right now, you can ignore that whole bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
In fact, you should know by now, if you're a regular listener, what's a fast forward.
That's right. Now you can start listening.
Yeah,
Ready?
Now, listen now.
Ready to go.
So go ahead and read it, Jill.
All right. Did you say it's free? The online
It's
community?
free.
All right. I didn't know if we did that part. Anyway. We're answering a question from our online community, landinvestors.com. Sally asks, when picking a county, is it best to stick to an area I'm familiar with or think outside the box? This is
excellent question.
one of your favorite top questions.
And that's just an excellent, excellent question. So you're staring at a map of the United States and you live in Indiana. and you've made the intelligent decision because you're sort of a data person to join our group, and you've watched the stuff, watched all the material that we put together, and
Twice.
you're sitting in Indiana, and you're like, all right, I'm ready to pick a county. I'm really familiar with the 5 surrounding counties where I'm sitting, literally. And I have the time and the resources and the intelligence to do this. Should I send a mailer to Utah? Because I did all the research, and there's so much cheap property in Utah that's for sale. And or should I stick to this little Indiana thing that I've lived my whole life? And I know what an acre of property is worth over here in this county.
Right.
I know why it's different over here in this county in Indiana. Based on my little, anecdote there.
Yeah.
I don't think that really was an anecdote, but based on my comments, what do you think you should do, Jill?
Oh, for when you're first brand new,
Yeah.
I would pick with the area that you know.
That's what I think.
Don't second guess yourself.
think-
Even though you know people in your community that are killing it in areas you've never heard of, that doesn't mean you need to jump on that bandwagon. I want you to learn this. I want you to get comfortable. I want you to build up your confidence.
Don't buy property just because it's cheap.
Yeah.
We all know there's like 4 or 5 states out west and some east where property is really, really, really cheap. Don't look at your bank balance and say, I've got $6,000 to spend for real estate. I can probably buy 40 properties in Arizona.
Right. Don't
Trust
do
me,
that.
one property in Indiana is way better than 40 properties in Arizona.
Right.
Should you do both if you're really into this? Yeah, that's what we do all the time. We have a cheap property operation. We have an infill lot operation. We have a house operation, a mobile home operation, and all of that. By the time Jill and I are old and gray, we will have released all the academies, the House Academy, Land Academy, and it's all just follows us around on what we're purchasing. We're buying a bunch of mobile homes right now in anticipation for Mobile Academy way next year. So Sally's question to me is the same. Should I buy in an area that I'm familiar with or think out of the box? I think that's one and the same thing.
Right.
I'll tell you what, you're going to have no competition in Indiana.
Yeah.
At all. And you're going to be maybe the best person in this whole group, or any group for that matter, who's qualified to know about the area.
Right.
That said, maybe you get into these 3 or 4 counties in Indiana and you find out there's no real estate. There's some places like Manhattan, New York.
Right.
There's just no real estate to buy. And if you do, there's not priced the way we do it. It's a whole different thing.
Right.
So should you think out of the box? Heck yes, but it also has to pass all the tests.
Right.
I will tell you right now, we have a couple members in Indiana and those surrounding states that are absolutely killing it, and they live there.
Yep.
We also have one member in particular who's knocking the bottom out of Tennessee, and he lives in California. So think out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And apply common sense.
Okay, but you said do it in the area and think outside the box. Which would you? I say start with the area that you know to build up your confidence, understand the process, get the ball rolling. Then, and you're going to find some properties in the area that you know very well. You're going to keep doing it. But then as you grow and you want to expand your products and things like that, what you have available to sell, different properties and your website, then start doing other areas and think outside the box. So is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's right.
Today's topic, confidence you need to send mail. This is the meat of the show.
Okay, can I go first here?
Absolutely.
All right. One of the things that I've heard other members do, this is my idea, so I want to give some credit here that somebody else suggested this, to build your confidence in this whole process is really spend some time getting educated. Whether it's from us or somebody else, spend a lot of time. Don't just dive in. And what our members do, what this person said, hey, when you first get Land Academy, you get all our material, watch it all once, just all the way through. Just kind of to absorb it all and understand what we're talking about and just go all the way through everything. And I mean, there's a lot there. There's a couple programs. Then go back and slow it down and in detail, then rewatch them, and then you're going to start learning the steps and taking notes and pausing and writing and thinking and looking up. For me, first of all, that is a great way to build confidence. What is your initial?
Do you think confidence can be taught?
You can't change nature, obviously, but I do believe that you can help people build confidence. For example, Oh, this one on, remember, I don't know if it was on a TED Talk or something, but we watched somebody do a video about before you go into a meeting, striking that pose, standing there like a superhero. You remember that?
Yeah.
You ever seen that? And like, gosh, taking some deep breaths and standing up tall and, a couple things that you can do that just physical things that give you like a, I got this. You think I'm kidding?
No.
Okay, I believe
this is
this
right
stuff.
up your alley.
Okay, good. So there's little things that you can do to have confidence. Here's another thing. Before the phone rings, say you want to have confidence, you want to sound like a professional investor. It's the very first call that comes in. How would I do that? I would practice some phone calls, do some role plays, even just with myself, talk about it. Have your friend pretend they're a prospective seller, and doing a couple things like that, you will build confidence. And then have a good script. You're going to go, oh, I'm going to change my script. Oh, I forgot to ask that. Oh, I'm going to have this. Then you're going to sound like you know what you're doing. You're going to have some confidence. Even if you change everything you say, just going into it, you have a different, you know what you need to know. You have my checklist, hopefully, with all the things you should ask. That's going to help you with your confidence. So what do you think the answer is?
I mean, it just struck me now. I have a bunch of questions for you.
Okay.
And I don't want in any way this to be construed as like putting you on the spot or any, but I truly want, I'm really asking the listener.
I'm very confident about this topic. So, Stephen, feel free to ask me anything you want. I will answer.
I mean, do you think that confidence has something to do with like fake it till you make it? Or do you think it's something that you need to, yes?
I don't like that. I don't like that term, but I believe in
You think it's something you have to practice and teach yourself?
No.
I mean, do you have to look in the mirror and kind of practice?
Not for everyone. Some people have it. Some people don't. The people that don't need to look at themselves in the mirror and practice. That's what I believe.
Since the early 90s, I've been involved in the real estate industry and specifically in acquisitions, starting with long-term care facilities like nursing homes and assisted living facilities. This is before the internet. And I would send out faxed offers, just like we do now in the mail. And an offer would come back, something would come back signed saying, heck yeah, I want to sell my nursing home facility in Nebraska, let's say, to this company that you say you represent that is publicly traded on Wall Street and has, a $200 million acquisition fund all set up. Heck yes, I want to do that. And your price, we'll talk about it, but $4 million sounds okay. Sounds like it's in the ballpark. Tell me what to do next. And so what I would do is hook up the acquisition person from this Wall Street company with the seller who's in rural Nebraska. All right. Very different worlds these two people are from. More than 50% of the time, the acquisition person had no confidence to make a decision about whether or not that facility, A, met the acquisition criteria that the senior people in the company set up, and B, was just so scared, didn't have any personal confidence to actually take responsibility for the fact that, yep, we're going to buy this building and this operation for $4 million. The financial statements are, I believe, correct and accurate to what's happening. Or if they're not, I'm going to ask 10 more questions and hire some people to get in there to find out the real situation. They just didn't, I can get into the nitty-gritty details.
How did they even get in that position, by the way?
Because
here you are
they
stuck
went
in
to the
middle.
right school, got the right grade point average, and conquered on the interview. Or their daddy got him the job.
Got it.
So,
Shucks.
you can't teach confidence.
And you're stuck in the middle.
Oh,
in this situation, you were stuck in the middle going, I know this is a good deal, and you want to strangle the person, and the guy can't pull the trigger.
That's why
and you sourced a great
we're
deal.
Here because it was one of the most most complicated transactions to buying land, which is one of the most simple transactions.
Wow.
So confidence, I could tell you, and I was very young. I can tell you if that facility is going to work or not.
Right.
So I didn't learn that. I never sat in front of the mirror and said, "You will make it." You're a very smart, intelligent young man.
And by golly, I like you.
And you're not that bad looking, and you probably weigh too much. But
you got great hair.
We'll figure that out later.
Got great teeth. Eyes a little red.
All kidding aside, there is no piece of property that could come across my field of vision, especially now with the tools that we have, like Parcel Fact and everything else, where I can't make a decision. And you're like this too.
Yeah.
Like Jill took over the whole funding operation from me. I was only involved in it for a month. And she's like, "You're too slow."
Pick me.
And she hasn't, knock on wood, she hasn't
Thank you.
made a mistake yet. There's
Thank you.
always unforeseen stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not the confidence that to make a acquisition decision, you either have that or you don't. Part of being confident is if something goes wrong, not to freak out.
Right.
And just deal with it.
Yep.
Deal with the stuff as it comes.
Don't drop
talk
it
your
and
way
run.
into it. Talk your way out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Confidence is a very delicate, it's a whole book worthy topic.
Yep.
You know, and it's really funny because we are advanced members. We have 20 or a handful of advanced members. We do a
Right.
call every Thursday, I guess.
Yeah.
Thursday morning. Boy, there's no lack of confidence in that group.
Right.
You know, and we always do. We always throw a deal up on the screen
Right.
and we say, would you do this deal? And you know what? Half of us say, yeah, we should do it. And the other half are like, I don't think I'd do that deal. And no
one's right or
none of us
wrong?
are right or wrong.
But we're confident about our decisions. You know what? You just brought up a good point. That's probably one of the main things that differentiates the level. When you get to that level and you have some confidence and you know what you're doing, you know why you're buying it or why you're not buying it, and you're making good decisions and you're, you know, not second guessing and, you know, that's how you get to the advanced level. That's how you start moving on and growing bigger and doing more deals. That's good. That's a great way to describe the two groups.
I have a tremendous lack of confidence in my ability to spell words in the English language. And I don't care so much about that I just don't care. I don't do anything about it. If I did, I would sit down, probably ice out an hour before before sleeping, and go through a dictionary. So that would probably help me build confidence on whether or not I'm spelling words correctly.
I have a horrible lack of confidence in my my lower body.
What the? I can't wait to see this.
Actually, not my lower body. Well, in my strength. How about that? My water skiing days are over.
Yeah.
I won't even try. And my snow skiing days are over. I'm done.
Personally vouch for that.
I will happily go there. I will be making hot chocolate, and I'll look good in my cute outfit in the lodge. But I am not getting on skis. So
I can vouch for that too.
Right? And you know what? And could I, work out harder, build up my strength, get the right coach, and get out there and ski like a maniac? I still could do it, but I choose not to. I have I don't want to do it. So.
I have no confidence in my ability to play the guitar.
Oh.
None.
This is a good game.
But if I had 6 months and nothing else to do, I'll tell you what, I could be pounding some stuff out.
Oh. I have no confidence in singing, and
Yeah.
no voice coach will solve that.
I can vouch for that also.
I could spend 6 years, not 6 months. It will not change. I will not do karaoke.
This is a cute little way for, I guess, maybe not so cute, but I hope our point's clear.
Right.
There's confidence that you can develop. There's confidence that you cannot develop.
Right.
When I got hired at KPMG, huge accounting firm, whatever, number 2, number 3, maybe in the top 5 for sure, top 3. I was hired in as an acquisition specialist for these long-term care facilities. And so I got lopped into this group. I was the only acquisition person there, and the partner above me, I reported directly to him. And it was his little group, and he owned it, literally. So we were doing all kinds of stuff. Taxes, there was a tax specialist. There was a consulting specialist for like healthcare reimbursement, Medicare, Medicaid, all that stuff. Doesn't matter. Within this scope, doesn't matter. Those people looked at me like I was from the moon. What do you mean you were going to spend $4 million on a facility? I remember this in one meeting. It was right when I started. And this woman, reimbursement specialist, said, how do you know? She kept saying that. How do you know you should buy this facility? These are incredibly brilliant people that all went on. Right. I still track some of their careers. Went on to be partners of their own and do their whole thing and go into hospitals and tell them they should be reimbursing stuff this way, not this way. Like crazy intelligent. They lacked that acquisition confidence component that Jill and I, from real estate anyway, seem to have been born with.
Right.
So I know we're going over on time, but you really have to ask yourself, I think it was yesterday we said about or 2 days ago. Take 20 or 30 properties in a data set that you have that you've already sent mail out or have not sent mail out on, and assume you got a purchase agreement signed back with the offer amount that you sent, and go through the motions on Parcelfact and wherever else, and ask yourself, would you buy it? And if you're sitting there saying, hopefully you're saying, oh my gosh, this property, I need to run to the bank and buy this thing.
I hope this guy sends it back.
This property, I'm not sure about access, but I'll check it. And I might as well check the floodplain while I'm there because it looks a little strange.
Right.
Number 3, this property is between 2 houses, but the lot looks a little smaller than the regular house lots. I'll check that out. I'll call it this planning and zoning.
Right.
And all those properties, check the price that you sent out. Does it make sense? Are you getting a smoking deal?
Right.
Or is it on the edge? These are all real things that happen. Test them all for a reason.
Yep.
If you do this exercise and you're like, how do I know? How do I know this is a good deal? You really need to ask yourself some questions about whether or not this is a career for you. How's that to end on a negative note?
Wow. Well, you've done it again. You spent a valuable 20 minutes of your life that you can never get back listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time when Steve and I talk about how to buy our Finance Friday with Stephen and myself and Justin.
And the writer learns how to write.
And we answer your questions. Post it on our online community.
I'm the writer.
Landinvestors.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. I am the writer here.
It's okay. You're all good.
You're covered, Dewall.
Thank you very much. Wherever you are watching or wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.